Oh, hi there. I'm gonna play some Peglin while I talk this time. Thought that'd be interesting thing to do. Let me actually adjust the volume a little bit. There we go. So I thought I would like to talk about school because I was at my high school football game and I brought up some memories. It's also been 10 years since I was in high school and 6 years since I was in college. And those were some fun times. Those were some good times. And I thought maybe it'd be nice to just talk about it for a little bit. So, elementary was interesting, I guess, to say the least. I, it's you don't know what you're doing. You're just kind of there. Actually, I guess I should back up even further. How many of y'all went to preschool? I mean, I certainly did. Hold on. Let's do that. So, I liked preschool. I mean, I showed up, you hung out for a few hours, you made some friends, I don't know, learned colors or something. I mean, mine was part of like a church thing, so like, we talked about the Bible a little bit, but it was mostly here are some shapes, here are some colors, don't eat dirt. I mean, I don't really remember, it's been way too long, but you made your first friends, you learned how to socialize, and you got ready for actual school, and then well, depending on where you're from, maybe you didn't have this. I went to kindergarten, so like preschool, but like post preschool. Very, very weird to put it, but it was neat. It was something, and I liked it enough. I found out that's when I needed glasses. That was cool. Actually, it wasn't too long ago. I was looking for some documents, and I found a report card, which is weird to get those in kindergarten. But the teacher was like, "Oh, he's lovely to have in class, very positive, nice with the other kids, but he won't shut the fuck up." That's basically what it said, and it was like, yeah, I'm a talkative guy. I hate to admit that. I'm somebody who just, how did the kids say it? Yapping. I got a yapping problem. I don't know. It was just like, apparently I couldn't see. So I just talked, Because, hey, at least I could see the person I was right next to. So that made it just a little bit easier. And, that's fine. But I liked school. It was fun learning. And it was cool. The only things I did not care for were, like, English. I don't know why. I don't like grammar rules. I hate spelling. I much preferred math and science. They were very cut and dry, very straightforward. Just, like, those were my comfort lessons. You did that. It was cool. But I think where school got really fun was high school. And that's, I think it's because that's when you're more of an adult. You do, like, after-school clubs. You're more of a person. You get that weird double-edged sword of, like, you are an adult, but also still a kid. But, I don't know, it's cool. It's different. And, looking back on it, it was such a nice time. You showed up in the morning, meet up with your friends before homeroom, and just talk shit, do homework, just whatever. And there was no pressure. Well, unless you had like a big presentation or something, because boy oh boy, I would just freak out. I hate public speaking. That's I don't know, it's just one of those things. I've never liked it. And it's funny because I do videos now, but like there's no pressure because it's basically just me in a room, where I hated talking in front of just a large group of people. It just sucked. But, whatever. So the morning was cool. The morning was nice. The classes weren't even that bad. I feel like they never dragged too hard. And not all the teachers were great. I will admit that. And, that's whatever. But at the end of the day, like, it was fine. Because that's not the things I really look back on. I mean, yeah, it was helpful. I appreciate my education, but like lunch. I think about lunch a lot. Having that time of day where you had no expectations. You went in, you got your food, you sat down, and you got to just hang out with your friends for just a little bit. Decompress for part of your day. Now, I will say, when I was at least in school, we had 4 different periods for lunch. And it sucked being the first, and it sucked being the last. Because, like, first lunch was at 10. So it wasn't too long after you got to school that you were expected to eat lunch. And then you didn't get food for basically the rest of the day. So that was horrible. And at the end of the day, you're basically starving. And also they, not for nothing, they kind of gave up on making the food good by that point. So it was rough. But you know what? I would take one day being able to have those school lunches again with my friends over what I get now. Just because, the vibes were different. And I think that's... Maybe it's the rose-tinted glasses of nostalgia, but... I do miss those times. And equally, I miss college. College was a lot of fun. I mean, for those who have been, I don't know what your experiences were, but I was able to find myself, as I like to put it. I mean, how do I want to say this? So, like, I went to college by myself. None of my friends were going. My girlfriend at the time broke up with me over the summer, prior to, which, just felt horrible. And yeah, so I was alone. I was just upset. And I took that as an opportunity. I decided, you know what? Let's just figure out what it means to be Patrick, which, I mean, I still don't. I still don't know what that means. But, at least back then it was easier to figure that out. And I think part of that was I quickly established friends. For those of you who've seen the Quizarinth, Ryan and Stash are the two big ones. We were in the same orientation group. We all met up on, like, basically the first day, and definitely within that first week, we pretty immediately became friends. It was really cool. And, that was nice to be able to do that. And, obviously I've met people like Jimmy in my time, and I've reconnected with someone like Silver, because, I mean, we were friends, like, I don't think kindergarten, but I definitely want to say first grade. And we were friends up to and through senior year of high school. Unfortunately, college happened and we went to different places. And when I went to college, I took the stand of, I don't want to be the guy who messages first anymore. Which, I mean, I still kind of do that, but it's not all the time. And it's nice. Because that was what I used to do. I was that dude. I would message you first. I was the one checking in, seeing how everything's going. And I don't know, I just got tired of it. And college definitely opened that door where I don't have to worry about that as much. People started reaching out first, and that was cool. There's definitely also a lot of freedoms that came with it that I really, really appreciated. Now, with those freedoms, unfortunately, came responsibility, because, like, you have to get your work done. You have to take care of things. You're not going to get bailed out as easy. And if you have to retake a class, it's not, like, as easy. Plus, that's extra money. I mean, it's not a fun ride. I say this. I did have to retake one class once. But to be fair, the teacher was, like, notoriously just, I don't know, she just hated people. And, yeah, so I had to retake that course. But hey, got through it. I actually passed. I did pass the second time, which was cool. But I think the interesting thing is her holding me back gave me the drive to push myself a little bit further. I ended up graduating a whole year sooner than I probably should have. But whatever. But no, I mean, my time in college, though, was really nice. You know, the ability to just, you could set your own schedule. You could go do things. Like, I remember sophomore year, I think. Maybe junior year, somewhere in there. I would, like, walk around campus. I mean, I was still playing Pokemon Go because that was still, like, popular, sort of. You know, I'd walk around the campus. I would talk to people. My favorite thing, and I do miss this a lot, was there was a church who used to come in and they would hand out these little Bibles, and I made it a goal to collect them. I still somewhere have like 30, 40, 50 of them. And, you know, they were just free. And, you know, I like talking to the little old men, and I had a good time with it. You know, it's those little things that I do miss because, like, I work from home now. I don't get out as much. And it's different. You know, I liked talking crap with some people, like, in person, and I don't really get that anymore. So, yeah. Yeah, that's not to say it's all doom and gloom. I mean, I do like being somebody. I like I like having a job in the sense that I get money. You know, I like some of my coworkers, although I don't really associate with them much because I'm in my own department. But, you know, I do see friends on the weekends, and it's, you know, where schedules permitting you can do things. But I think with school, you were kind of stuck, surrounded by people, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't, ooh, well, we'll have to see how things shake up. No, it was more of just like, yeah, I've got class from here to here, and then, oh, hey, we can meet up for lunch. Bongo. Like, that's what I like. That's the kind of stuff I miss. And, you know, I mean, if you're listening to this and you are still in school, you know, relish those moments. Obviously, if you're being, like, bullied or you're just having a rough time with it, then, you know, maybe maybe wait for the next chapter and hope it gets better. But if you're having even an all right time, you know, enjoy it. Genuinely. I mean, it's a part of my life I'm still very nostalgic for, but I am trying to move forward, you know? Like, you got to enjoy the now, I think, is the big thing, because one day you will look back on it, and yeah, there's certainly moments where you will look back and you will think, you know, things could be better, and you know what? They could be. They could also be worse. I guarantee you. But, you know, because like I said, with school, I'm nostalgic for a time where things made sense and they were a bit easier. But I am sure I'm forgetting some of the heartache, some of the stressors. And you know, I think that's just the human condition. We like to look past it because it's not what we want to remember. You know, maybe you don't want to remember that creepy teacher. Maybe you don't want to remember that unfortunate breakup or that horrible fight. You know? Or maybe some other tragedy happened. I can tell you for sure I've had my fair share. But, you know, at the end of the day, you keep doing you, you know? I think that's the big thing, is just do it for you. I mean, that's why I'm in this channel. That's why I'm sitting in my room late at night playing Peglin, talking into a camera with a little model. This is for me. This is just, you know, something I want to do. And I enjoy it. And you know what? If it comforts somebody or entertains them, then that's even better. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's what it's going to be. Yeah, we'll rest. That's fine. yeah, I mean, I think that's really all I had to say about the topic. Let's you know what? While we're here together, let's see if we can at least beat the what are you called again? Mimic. That's the word. Ironic seeing this because I was actually going to talk about high fantasy, but couldn't come to a consensus on what I wanted to talk about or how I wanted to do that. So you know, sometimes things come to you in the spur of the moment, and that's just how it is. That's going a lot easier with the Orboborus. Orboborus. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, we want Balusion. Ooh, what do you do? Sure. Alright, well, I think that's going to about do it for this episode. I do appreciate you guys giving me a minute. And, yeah, you know, till next time. Thank you for being here. And, you know, try to have a good day. Thank you.